Hello, everybody. We're continuing our learning of Golang because at some point we want to do Golang coding for DevOps, but also more importantly, when you go through the DevOps SRE interview process, you are more likely than not to actually have a coding interview. And in majority of those cases, the coding interview will be on a software language kind of question and not like Terraform or Ansible or anything like that. So because of that, we want to be ready. To be ready, we need to be decent at least one programming language. I chose Golang. So here we go. Today's topic is method expression. In the last video, we did func expression, which was super easy once we saw it. Func expression is not as easy, but once you see it, it will make sense. But the syntax is not as intuitive as func expression. So just to remind you, if you are helped by these videos, please subscribe, because when I see the subscribers count go up, I know that more and more people are actually being helped by these videos, and that really motivates me to make more videos. Okay, so just to remind you first what an expression is in Golang or any other language for that matter, this is an expression, A is because it evaluates to something when defined. B plus C is an expression, right? So when we say method expression, what we really mean is finding a way to have a method that's been defined, assigned to a variable, so that that variable now has an expression, meaning it evaluates to a method, right? And then we can call it and we can use it. And that becomes very powerful, as we will see down the road. But today, I just want to show you how to do a very simple method expression. And you might remember, for methods are generally associated with structs. So we're going to start with defining a very simple struct, right? We're going to say type, and we're going to call it CP for chess player, right? And that struct will be that will be a struct, and it only have two fields. One is name, which will be a string, and the other will be rating, which is the same thing in the last video, and that will be an integer. So now we have defined a chess player, very simple, two little fields. Now we've done that, we now have to what's called instantiation, meaning we actually have, we're going to actually make one case of this. Like if you think of human as a type, it's like class in Java, right? And then we make a human called John Doe. So in this case, we're making a human called John Doe. So we're going to say John Doe is a chess player, right? And so to be a chess player, you have to have a name and a rating, right? So we're going to say, okay, his name is, I don't know if there's a colon for this or not. His name is John Doe, and his, if I could type, and his rating is 2100, right? Let's see if that took. Okay. Red lines, declared not used. That's right. That's okay because we haven't used it. But otherwise, there's no syntax problem. So now we have what's called in Java a class. In this case, we have a struct in Golang, structure, short for structure. And now we have an instance of that structure of that class, John Doe. Now we're going to actually create a method for which there will be a variable later on. So that's this. Now we're getting closer to the main topic of this code. So now we're gonna in Golang, there's function and methods, but they're kind of related. So even for a method, you start with the func. So func, the difference is for a method, the incoming variables come first in the syntax. So we will say the incoming will be will give it a name inside the method cp1, and it will be a pointer, so actual pointing to the actual John Doe, because otherwise we cannot change it. That's a whole different topic that we've already covered. Hopefully you remember. So we'll point to the actual cp1 will be actual pointer to an actual memory address where John Doe lives. Okay, so now hopefully you remember from the previous video. Now, what it's going to do, it's all it's going to do, because we want to keep the things simple, because I'm going for understanding of the process, right, of what we're trying to say. So we're going to say print line, and we're going to print whatever's passed to us, which is cp1, right? cp1.name, because we want to print, actually I left that one just up here. So name of the function will be print name. And in Golang, normally the best practice is to have Pascal case. It's like a camel case, except the first one is also capitalized, where you're going to call it print name, right? All that's going to do is print the name of the data, the struct that we've been sent through this function. Now we have a method defined, right? If we were not using method expression, which we will do in a minute, normally we could just do something like John Doe dot print, I think we can do this, print name. So too many empty lines. Save that, no complaints. Let's run the program. Ooh, it doesn't like it. What does it like? Line 1026. Oh, I forgot this is what I was talking about, like in methods, the syntax is not super intuitive. So let's save that. Now it has a problem. Is not use print value, print yonder. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's not what we're trying to have to go after. So it's not worth spending time troubleshooting that. So now we get to the bottom. Now we get to the core of this of the point of this video. So we're going to say pn, right? This is the variable that's going to hold the whole function in it, right? That's the whole idea of method expression, the whole method. So this is basically going to be almost like an alias, right? It's a variable that points to the function. So we're going to say pn equals, I forget the syntax now, pn equals, let's try something, and print name. Oh, it's helping me. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. I don't think we need that. So, okay, this is the core of the video. We are taking a method, right, and assigning to a variable, which I don't think any other language does this, only Golang that I know of. That is the whole point of this expression, of this method expression. We're giving a name to this method. So now we have this pn, we use it anywhere. Anytime we want to print the name of John Doe, we have a variable for it. We don't have to write it over and over again. For example, we can say pn, like that. Save that file, right? So let's make sure that it actually works. Clear the screen, run the program. Voila, it printed the name of John Doe, right? So what did we do here? Instead of calling the method over and over again using this or that, we made an alias. We made a variable out of the method, right? And now we can do this 1,000 times if you wanted to, right? We can say for I forget the syntax now. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We can like do this forever. You can do this 4 times if you want. Save the file. And that's just one advantage of having method expressions, because now that we have this, we can keep calling it over and over again, just using the variable name pn. That's the whole idea of a method expression. I hope this was useful to you. I hope this made sense, and I will see you in the next video.